ancient world, names held immense power. Theirs they weren't just labels, but carried weight reflecting a person's essence or a deity's dominion. This was especially true in the ancient Near East, where language intertwined with the sacred. The name Baal echoed across this landscape, not as a single entity's name, but as a title, an honorific imbued with profound meaning. Baal in the Northwest Semitic languages that reverberated across the Levant meant owner or lord. It spoke of authority, of control, of being a master over a domain. Initially, this title graced the lips of humans, used to denote those with power and influence within their communities. However, as with many concepts that began in the earthly realm, Baal ascended to the heavens. This shift from human title to divine epithet marked a crucial moment in the evolution. Divine, a title bestowed upon those entities deemed worthy of worship and obedience. While Baal started as a general term, its association with certain deities, particularly the storm god, Hadad, would cement its place in the pantheon of ancient gods and forever link it with the awe-inspiring forces of nature. Among the many deities who bore the title Baal, one stood out, his name whispered with a mixture of reverence and fear, Baal-Hadad. This deity, whose very essence crackled with the power of storms, became synonymous with the life-giving and destructive forces of nature. He was more than just a god of rain. He was the embodiment of the tempestuous skies, the one who commanded thunder, lightning, and the life-giving waters that sustained the land. To understand Baal-Hadad's prominence, one must look to the land where his worship flourished. The ancient Levant, a region encompassing modern-day Syria, Lebanon, Israel, and Palestine, relied heavily on agriculture for survival. Rain or the lack thereof meant the difference between prosperity and famine. Thus, the god who controlled the heavens held sway over the very fate of civilizations. Baal-Hadad's origins likely lie in the mists of prehistory, his worship passed down through generations long before written records emerged. By the 3rd millennium BCE, his name, often preceded by the definitive the Lord Par Baal, appeared in ancient texts, signifying his elevated status among the gods. As his cult grew in influence, so did the reverence associated with his true name, Hadad. It became a name spoken only by the high priests, reserved for the most sacred rituals. Baal, the more accessible title, gained prominence among the populace. This shift in nomenclature highlights a crucial aspect of ancient religion, the perceived power of divine names. To utter the true name of a god was to invoke their full might, a responsibility reserved for only the most privileged. Baal, while still imbued with divine potency, served as a respectful alternative, a way for ordinary people to address the storm god without courting divine wrath. The ancient city of Ugarit, nestled on the Syrian coast, offers a unique window into the myths and legends surrounding Baal. Unearthed in the early 20th century, the Ugaritic texts inscribed on clay tablets provide a glimpse into the rich tapestry of Canaanite mythology, with Baal-Hadad taking center stage. Among these texts, the Baal cycle stands out as a masterpiece of ancient literature, a sprawling epic poem that recounts the god's exploits, his battles, and his triumphs. The Baal cycle isn't just a collection of fantastical tales. It's a reflection of the ancient Canaanite worldview, their understanding of the cosmos, and the eternal struggle between order and chaos. Baal in this epic embodies the life-giving forces of nature constantly battling against Mot, the god of death and the underworld. Their conflict mirrors the cyclical nature of the seasons, with Baal's descent into the underworld representing the arid summer months and his triumphant return signaling the arrival of the life-giving rains. One of the most striking aspects of the Baal cycle is its depiction of the god's human-like qualities. Baal, despite his divine status, experiences rage, love, despair, and triumph, emotions that resonated with the ancient audience. He's portrayed as a warrior god, wielding a fearsome mace called Yahweh, a term later associated with the God of Israel, and engaging in epic battles against monstrous beasts and rival deities. However, Baal is also a god of fertility, his union with the goddess and art ensuring the abundance of the land. This duality, the ability to both destroy and create, lies at the heart of Baladad's character, making him a complex and compelling figure in ancient mythology. Baladad's influence wasn't confined to the Levant. As trade routes crisscrossed the ancient Near East, so did religious ideas carried by merchants, travelers, and conquerors. Baal's worship, with its promise of fertility and prosperity, proved particularly appealing, spreading like wildfire throughout the region. By the Middle Kingdom period in Egypt around 2055 to 1650 BCE, Baal's name began appearing in hieroglyphic texts often associated with the Egyptian storm god, Seth. This fusion of deities highlights the fluidity of ancient religion, the tendency to assimilate foreign gods into existing pantheons. Baal's appeal transcended cultural boundaries, his power as a storm god resonating even in the land of the Nile. The Phoenicians, a seafaring people from the Levant, proved instrumental in spreading Baal worship far and wide. As they established colonies throughout the Mediterranean, from Carthage in North Africa to Cadiz in Spain, they carried their gods and customs with them. Baal, in his various guises, found a home in these new lands, his temples erected on foreign shores. This widespread adoption of Baal worship led to the development of numerous epithets and localized manifestations. Each region developed its own unique understanding of the god, attributing specific powers or associating him with local landmarks and natural phenomena. Hebrew Bible, a collection of sacred texts that form the foundation of Judaism, offers a unique and often contradictory perspective on Baal. While acknowledging his existence as a deity worshipped by neighboring peoples, the Bible ultimately condemns his worship, portraying him as a false god in direct opposition to Yahweh, the God of Israel. The conflict between Yahweh and Baal isn't just a theological debate. It's a reflection of the historical and cultural clashes that marked the ancient Near East. The Israelites, according to biblical accounts, were constantly struggling to maintain their monotheistic beliefs in a world dominated by polytheism. Baal, as one of the most prominent deities in the region, represented a direct challenge to Yahweh's supremacy. This clash of faiths reaches its climax in the first book of Kings, where the prophet Elijah confronts the priests of Baal on Mount Carmel. The challenge is simple yet profound. Each deity will be asked to send fire from heaven to consume a sacrificial bull. Baal's priests, despite their frantic prayers and rituals, failed to elicit a response, while Elijah, with a simple prayer to Yahweh, brings down divine fire, consuming not only the sacrifice, but also the altar itself. This dramatic showdown highlights the central message of the Hebrew Bible: Yahweh, not Baal, is the one true God, the sole source of power and authority. The story of Elijah serves as a cautionary tale against the dangers of idolatry, a warning against straying from the path of righteousness. Section 6, Lord of the Flies, the transformation into Beelzebub. As centuries passed and religious landscape shifted, Baal's image underwent a dramatic transformation. No longer simply a rival deity condemned in the Hebrew Bible, he morphed into something far more sinister. Beelzebub, a demon of immense power often associated with Satan himself. This transformation didn't happen overnight. It was a gradual process fueled by changing religious attitudes and the demonization of pagan deities by emerging monotheistic faiths. The term Beelzebub itself derives from the Hebrew, Baal-zebub, meaning Lord of the Flies. While the exact meaning of this epithet is debated, some scholars interpret it as a derogatory term, equating Baal with pestilence and decay. In the New Testament, Beelzebub appears as a high-ranking demon, often depicted as the prince of demons or Satan's second in command. This association with the ultimate embodiment of evil cemented Baal's fall from grace, transforming him from a once revered deity into a figure of fear and loathing. The reasons behind this demonization are complex and multifaceted. Part of it stems from the ongoing struggle between monotheism and polytheism. As Christianity gained prominence, it sought to distance itself from pagan beliefs, casting former gods as demonic entities in an effort to consolidate its own theological authority. Section 7, Beyond the Levant, Baal in Other Ancient Cultures. While Baal's most enduring legacy lies in his association with the ancient Levant, his influence extended far beyond those geographical boundaries. As trade routes and cultural exchange connected the ancient world, Baal's name and attributes found their way into the myths and legends of other civilizations. In Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, Baal was sometimes equated with Adad, a powerful storm god who shared many similarities with his Levantine counterpart. Both deities commanded the forces of thunder and lightning, their tempers as unpredictable as the weather itself. This association highlights the fluidity of ancient pantheons, the tendency to draw parallels between deities from different cultures based on shared attributes and domains. The Greeks, renowned for their rich mythology, also encountered Baal, albeit under a different name. To them, he was known as Belus, a powerful deity often associated with the creation of the world. This connection to such a fundamental myth speaks to the enduring influence of Baal, his name echoing even in cultures geographically distant from his Levantine origins. These cross-cultural connections demonstrate the interconnectedness of the ancient world, a world where ideas, beliefs, and stories transcended political and geographical boundaries. Baal's journey from a local Levantine deity to a figure recognized in various guises across the ancient Near East and beyond highlights the enduring power of mythology and the human fascination with explaining the world through stories of gods and heroes. Section 8, A Devilish Legacy, Baal in Christianity and Islam. The advent of Christianity and Islam, two of the world's major monotheistic religions, marked a turning point in Baal's legacy. No longer merely a rival deity or a figure of distant mythology, he became firmly entrenched in the realm of the demonic. His name invoked as a symbol of paganism and the forces opposed to God. In Christian tradition, Beelzebub's association with Satan solidified, becoming a byword for evil and the temptations that led humanity astray. Medieval demonologies often depicted Beelzebub as a high-ranking demon second only to Satan himself in power and malice. This imagery, propagated through religious texts and art, cemented Baal's transformation from a once-revered god into a figure of fear and lovey. Islam, while not directly incorporating Beelzebub into its core theology, acknowledges Baal as a false deity worshipped by earlier peoples. The Quran, Islam's holy book, mentions the prophet Elijah's confrontation with the followers of Baal, condemning their idolatry and emphasizing the oneness of God. This continued association with evil and idolatry has had a lasting impact on Baal's legacy. Even in modern times, his name often conjures up images of demonic forces, a testament to the enduring power of religious narratives and the demonization of pre-Christian beliefs. The enduring enigma of Baal. Baal's story is a testament to the enduring power of mythology, the way ancient beliefs can evolve, transform, and leave an indelible mark on human history. From his humble origins as a title denoting lord or owner, Baal ascended to the ranks of the gods, becoming synonymous with the awe-inspiring and often unpredictable forces of nature. As Baal-Hadad, the storm god of the ancient Levant, he commanded thunder, lightning, and the life-giving rains, his worship spreading far beyond his homeland, carried by the winds of cultural exchange and conquest. His story, immortalized in the epic poetry of the Ugaritic Baal cycle, reveals a complex deity, both a fierce warrior and a god of fertility, embodying the cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth. However, Baal's journey took a dramatic turn with the rise of monotheism. Condemned as a false god in the Hebrew Bible, his image gradually transformed into the demonic Beelzebub, a figure of fear and loathing associated with Satan himself. Today, Baal's legacy remains a complex and often contradictory one. He is both a testament to the enduring power of ancient beliefs and a cautionary tale about the demonization of pre-Christian deities. His story serves as a reminder that the gods we create, whether benevolent or malevolent, reflect our own hopes, fears, and the enduring human need to make sense of the world around us.